you're at your acting class.
I was. He let us out early. Teacher had an audition. Check it out. Did I tell you what happened last week?
No.
Alright, so it's the first class and all. Teacher comes in and says, who here wants to be stars? So a portion of the class raises their hands. Then he says, who here wants to be actors? And the rest of us raise our hands. So then he goes, those of you who want to be stars first need not return next week because I don't know the first thing about being a millionaire celebrity. And this week, only half the class returned.
Really? So you'd rather be an actor first and a star second?
Yeah.
Alright, well let's say you got offered the lead in some cookie-cutter romantic comedy about a guy and a girl who meet and fall in love before one of you is getting married. The script and the character are run-of-the-mill, but it's a big name cast in studio. Do you take it?
Yeah, I'd take it. I'd pay the bills, and then I'd go back to doing theater and independent films.
You don't think it would downplay all the hard work you've put into the study of acting and performance?
No, I don't think so. I'd be doing the big movies so I could continue doing the little movies. How about you?
How about me what?
Alright, let's say your band is offered to play a big network TV show, but while you're playing your song, there's all these corporate sponsors running across the bottom of the screen. Would you do it?
To tell you the truth, I don't know what I'd do.
You don't have an opinion?
No, it's like a double-edged sword. On the one hand, I'd love to have my music heard by more people, but at the same time, I'd be just as happy playing in front of 50 people as I would 50 million.
What if they offered you a lot of money to do it?
I ain't gonna lie, I'd really like to pay some bills and not be living here forever, but I've never seen us being a huge band. At the most, I've seen us being big in college radio circles and indie record stores.
You know what? Selling out or not, I would take a part in a run-of-the-mill movie if I knew that would help my career. I mean, if I look back and I had to take that one regrettable role so that I could be an actress for a living and not have to be a waitress anymore, yeah, I would take it.
That's fine, but did I ever tell you why I wanted to be a musician in the first place?
No.
In the late 80s and early 90s, I would go visit my brother at UMass Amherst, and he'd take me to all these great shows, like the Pixies, the Replacements, Dinosaur Jr., all these bands that could totally sell out a big campus venue like that, but they weren't on the radio and they didn't get any play on MTV. That's always the kind of success I've seen us having.
And if you were offered more than that, you wouldn't take it?
I don't know. We'd have to think about it.
Where the hell is he?
Gentlemen, lady. So, I've got these new lyrics. I think the song's gonna be pretty tight by the time we record the demo on Friday.
Sounds good. I may just need a few extra days to come up with the cash.
Why?
Well, rent was due last week and the landlord was giving me the evil eye, so...
It's alright, I can cover your share. Just means I have to do some overtime this week.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll pay you back.
Probably not the best time to bring this up, but I need to stash some of my gear at one of your places.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with your place?
I'm moving in with my parents in Jersey. Let's just say times are tough.
I'm sorry about that, Jane, but let's talk about it later, okay? We've got work to do.
Uh-huh. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Fine. Now, you tell him that he doesn't have a choice. We have a contract. He owes us an album by the fourth quarter, period. Joe, come on in. No. Look. He asked us to furnish his apartment. Fine, we furnished his apartment. Then he asked us to foot the bill on a Caribbean vacation where he's going to write new material. Fine, we did it. Now it is time for him to get off his urban poet ass and deliver us an album. No, you just tell him that he doesn't have a choice, all right? Call me next week. Joe, have a seat. Make yourself comfortable, please.
Thanks, Clive. Mr. Thompson, it's great to be here. Thank you.
Joe, I'm just going to get straight to the point. Much as I like your music, and I really do, it's not a lot like what's going on out there right now, which means that it's a bit too much of a risk for us to take at this time. But what I might be able to do for you is have one of your songs included on an upcoming movie soundtrack album we're doing.
A movie soundtrack.
It's a college comedy. A bunch of wacky kids go off on a spring break vacation. Yeah, very original material. But we do have a lot of big-name acts lined up behind it, which means that we've got room for a few lesser-known artists. What's the name of your band again?
Lost My Appetite.
Yes. I think this one tune you've got, Hometown, would work very well on the album. We could come up with a special contract whereby if the soundtrack does well, we talk about an album.
Dudes, we gotta talk. They made us an offer and I think we should think about it.
All right, what's the offer?
They want to include Hometown on an upcoming movie soundtrack that they're producing.
What's there to talk about? We're doing it, there's no question.
Yeah, but let's say the movie bombs, and we're forever associated with this bad film. It ruins our chances of making it. We become a joke, man.
Here's another scenario. We do this, it puts some money in our pockets. Even if we don't get a record deal, we could even record an album ourselves.
I gotta go with Jane on this one. Besides, man, I don't want to be working at Home Depot my whole life.
Joe, what are you worried about? There are more pros than there are cons. Even if the movie sucks, the song still rocks.
So what'd you tell him?
I told him, hells yeah, the band was psyched. This could be the big break that we're looking for.
Aren't you concerned about selling out? About your do-it-yourself rock ethics?
How am I selling out? Selling out is when you change your sound because you're being paid. I'm not selling out. Still the same songs, just gonna be heard by a bigger audience.
Joe, it's a soundtrack to a spring break comedy. That's almost as bad as, I don't know, a cookie-cutter romantic comedy?
Look, I'm sure this movie isn't gonna be The Godfather. It's not even gonna be a poor man's Godfather. Hey, but if it helps us reach that specific audience that we're looking for, then maybe they'll like what they hear and come see us play.
Is that what you want?
Of course that's what I want. The whole reason I picked up a guitar in the first place was to have my music heard by an audience. If this movie helps me do that, cool. It's still the same song. It's not like I changed it into a hip-hop or rap metal thing.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry. I just want you to be happy. I'm proud of you.
Yo, 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 welcome back. Next up, we got a video that is bling bling and all over the charts. It's from the new movie Spring Break Road Trip. If you haven't seen that yet, you gotta go out and see it. It's setting the box office on fire. Here now is Lost My Appetite with Hometown.
This is my hometown. We all live here. We've got 3 churches, some spots to buy beer. Drive down 140. I look for my girl. Somebody told me she works at the mill. Stop at the pub and I order a beer. Kid from next door asks why I've reappeared. Proceed to tell him why I'm a disgrace. Something assures me that I'll miss this place. Oh yeah, alright. Never get out again. Oh yeah, it's much better than the first time. Oh, never get out again. Oh, alright, better than the first time.
And caller number 10 will win tickets to see Lost My Appetite right here at Aurora State College next week.
Well, I happen to think that the song works really well in the film. I'm proud of it. It's one of the great marriages of film and music, you know, up there with A Hard Day's Night, Shaft, Batman, Top Gun, Goonies, Predator. You know, really draws emotions out of the film.
Tells me she's worried, but what am I doing?
Well, the song's doing really good right now, so we hope to be recording a full album soon.
But first we're touring college campuses and clubs.
We're coming to your town, baby.
Hello? Hey, Gordon, how you doing? Yeah, I'd love to meet you guys at the Cape in August, but, get that tour coming up opening for Coldplay and Travis. But yeah, we're the only Americans on the bill, so we're getting a lot of attention. No, man, you were the one who always said that I should stay at home working at the grocery store because I'd be making more money and I'd have a bigger place than I do here. Yeah, well, you can take the boy out of Massachusetts, but you can't take the masshole out of the boy. Yeah, you're right. Man, when you're up, you're up. And I don't know how long it's gonna last, so we're gonna write it for as long as we can. Yeah. Okay. All right, man, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
Can you believe this? Like, it doesn't even seem real.
I know, I still can't believe it.
Joe, since your star is on the rise, maybe you could help me out with mine.
Sure. What can I do?
Well, you could call the director of that spring break movie and ask him to put me in his next film.
Yeah, I could probably do that. He's been dying for me to write a song for his new movie. I think we'll have a little talk.
Look at that over there. The one all the way lit up at the top.
The building with the tallest one?
Yeah.
You want me to buy it?
Yeah. And I can live all the way to the top.
All right.
And have a cat.
It did fairly decent. I mean, not as good as the record label had hoped, but we were pretty positive about it. It's weird at the time when everything's happening so fast, You think you have this huge stepping stone, and it turns out it's just the beginning and the end.
Well, the song was so successful that it made these expectations for our first album so huge, we couldn't possibly sell that many copies.
Well, after the album came out, Atrocious Records gets bought out by this bigger conglomerate who decided to please stockholders and sold off anyone that wasn't multi-platinum selling. And us, with only our first album out, was instantly dropped, and we were so far in debt at that point that we just had to sell off everything we had. Instruments, our van, everything, and band members went our separate ways, and we just had to break up.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. But then I started writing again, and I recorded an album, and this time I didn't even bother to bring it to the labels. Just put it up on the internet. And now I'm touring with Paul Westerberg, my all-time hero.
It's funny, sometimes when you feel like a musician for hire when you're working for these huge conglomerates, you go in, you do your job, you get your paycheck, and you go home. All the love is gone from the job after a while.
Touring and making videos, that's all great. But what it's really about is the music.